Hi, my name is Nariba Shepherd.
And I'm Justin Arnett Graham.
And this is
It's
Terms of Service.
Good morning.
Hi.
Good morning. How are you?
I am feeling a lot better now that I've eaten some food and had some beverage of caffeine. It's been great.
Wonderful.
Just accidentally had a week off. And then I had to go back to work, and that kicked me right in the balls.
That doesn't sound like an accident. That sounds like a blessing.
I don't know if it was a blessing.
Okay,
because all I did was lay on my couch, because we got internet on Monday, and I watched like 4 separate seasons of the franchise Real Housewives.
Oh,
As you should.
Because I'm a trash panda. Thank you.
I was like, there's that. And for everyone that just noticed that very lovely voice, we'll be getting to her in a moment. So yeah, and Vanderpump Rules, because there's a new one and they got rid of like 6 racist people during COVID. So it's a weird cast now. It's wild. Anyway, moving forward, how are you? I am well. I'm just doing the things, and I'm well.
Yeah.
I can't complain.
You're saying it like I'm going to be fine eventually.
I will be getting there.
Okay,
but,
heard.
it's just
but
like,
you're well.
But I'm well. I'm doing quite fine.
Would you say you're overwhelmed, underwhelmed, or just whelmed?
I am entirely whelmed, and I'm comfortable within my wellness.
There you go.
Yes.
There's a cure for wellness.
Okay. I'll give you a prop for that.
Thank you.
I absolutely will. So as we roll into another episode
On this fine Sunday.
Yes, I am. I say that I'm, wildly excited, but I'm even more excited because our 2 guests are not only friends, colleagues, collaborators, contributors, but downright fucking family. So, on that note, please introduce yourself, beginning with you, Miss Harth.
Me?
Yes, you.
The one and only?
The one and only, yes.
Well, hi,
The only one right here, right now.
I am Amanda Christine Hart. I am the co-founder of Monday Coffee Company.
I know that's right.
Teaching artist, serial entrepreneur, also on a fragrance house.
Yes.
So,
Go off, continue.
I was
all the
and,
things.
and,
Have my first solo exhibit coming up.
Okay,
Blue
casual, real. Okay, yes.
I love centering the human experience, and that kind of shows up in different spaces and different forms. And I'm excited to be here.
Come on. Wait, keep going.
And also speak up with it. Say it with your entire chest.
Okay.
You're right. Yeah, I've decided to completely lean into being a maker, being an artist, and all of the things, and learning as I go. And it's a challenge.
Yes.
I would not have it any other way.
I love
Come
it.
I hear that.
I'm
Yeah.
happy to be here today.
Yeah.
So, baby, this is yours, okay? You did this.
Yes,
You
and-
doing this.
Well,
We
and
who
doing
this?
this,
And
okay?
who is this?
Okay, come
This
on.
smooth voice
Come
on
on,
the
King.
mic.
Come on,
Let's get
King.
into it. So I actually would love to make this like my formal announcement of a name update.
Okay.
This is new to me too. Go
Yes.
ahead.
Okay,
It's
everyone.
actually not though, but so
Not this
so
exclusive.
you asked who I am.
Yeah, who are you?
Yes.
Hi, I'm Felton Edward Kizer.
Okay. Well, very nice to meet you.
Hi.
Yes,
Hello.
welcome.
So I am also the co-founder of Monday Coffee and also a serial entrepreneur.
Yes.
I am a portrait photographer and the co-founder of Off Kilter Media. I exist within the realms of print and people and beverages. And
That's
then-
a niche.
I know, boy. Also announcement.
Okay.
I know. Actually, so
Double announcement.
this is actually really funny. So I actually brought you a gift, Justin. So I brought you some hibiscus tea that's called Simone.
Okay.
It's named after my late aunt, Simone Ellis. And so my mom and I just started a like in a beverage brand in honor of her called Simonola. And so the hibiscus tea that you have today, sort of like our first sort of product that we're actually officially launching into market. And the really beautiful thing, one about just like, this new brand, but also even just Monday Coffee. It's like, I wouldn't have this without Monday Coffee. And Monday Coffee has literally shifted my entire world.
Wait, give me a splash.
Which is just so interesting. But I also love the fact that you're about to mix that because that is how I take it. Like, I love blending to do because when we started, Monday Coffee, people also ask us for teas, right? People ask us for teas all the time. I'm like, babe, Monday Coffee. You see, Monday Coffee, but I guess you want tea. But I was like, having a gluten allergy and just like it being difficult to like trust what I was consuming. I was like, what if I just made these blends myself?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. And I was like, okay, well, I'm about to start making it for Monday Coffee, so being able to sort of test out, this new sort of identity throughout Monday Coffee has been amazing. But then people just fell in love with the tea.
This is good.
Please
fell in love
because like
really good with the cold brew.
And I'm just like, wait a second.
So
like, this
good.
is for Justin and everybody's
And I'm like,
partaking.
and so now it's empty.
This is like an adult ass, like half and half.
So it's called a high brew, right? Because also I'm just like, I'm not messing around with these ingredients, baby. That is filtered water, like coffee, hibiscus flower, filtered water, right? Exactly. See? Right? But I also
knew this.
But I also want that at the club too. I need that at the club because I don't drink anymore.
Yes, see
but
this?
I still be trying to catch a vibe because I'm still a daddy.
Well,
okay. I need that even more now because I'm a daddy. Okay, come on.
Okay, see. Well, shit.
Yeah.
Okay, because Felton Edward Kizer. This is popping. Okay,
We see you.
Yeah, this is it.
Listen, you see us.
Okay, but because also
We see each other.
Yeah.
Because we
as the people know, me and Coffee just don't vibe. But this my vibe.
But I think like I love when people tell me that, right? Because then it challenges me. Okay, so let me find something that is your vibe. Because you know what? I'm gonna have you shop from this black-owned business, okay? Baby, because you gonna come right here,
right here.
Because like I need you not
the shop is open.
I need you not to like question where to get it. I'm like, I got it all.
Yep.
And if you need candles, listen, my good sis Harth got that too. You need some room spray?
You need
Wait,
sprays?
you need a class, baby. You need some denim done? Come on.
Right.
Because what's not
You're
about to
formulating
happen.
a whole ass vibe right there.
Well, because here's the thing. I'm just creating the world that I want to live in. It's actually very selfish, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah,
Because I'm like, no, this is actually how my life. I literally texted Harth the other day. I was like,
If you
hey,
don't speak on it.
okay. No, I literally texted her like, I need your wholesale sheet because I need some candles. And she was like, who's this for? I'm like, it's for me, girl. I'm like, because I'm just like, wait, because I was looking around. My mom was like, we need some more candles. And my mom says that because she like, I want you to buy some more. And I'm like, me going online. I was like, wait. Why am I being dumb right now? Wait, let me just text this girl out the blue. Hey, girl, I need this. Because why not?
Yes.
Right.
Also, it's like, I want some exclusive shit too, So
you never know.
Like, come on, let's make some.
Yeah, it's just like, test it out.
Come on.
Okay? But you already know it's good, though.
Of course.
So, there it is. Well, that's the type of intro I'm looking for.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
That was amazing.
Okay.
So, let's go.
All right.
So,
what's your signs, y'all?
yeah.
My sun sign is Cancer.
Yes, I love a sun sign.
My moon is in Gemini.
Yes,
and then my rising is Libra. Did you say it's okay, Gemini?
Okay, all right.
Balance, a lot of balance in that chart.
Libra. It's
What's it giving?
I love a Libra, but Libras tend to be a little drama focused, and it's not necessarily themselves that could be the drama in it, but they like to be drama adjacent a
I
lot.
feel that.
It's the mix.
Wait,
It's
question.
being in the mix.
I'm sorry.
I feel that.
You're Libra moon?
Rising.
Rising.
Gemini
Interesting.
moon. Yeah.
Okay, heard. I didn't know about the
rising.
on the moon. I knew Cancer because
Yeah.
my history with Cancer.
Oh, we got some vibes.
Listen,
wait. What's your sign though?
Maybe I'm a smooth Taurus sun.
Oh,
Leo
get ready.
rising.
yeah. Okay, so I was gonna be like, there's
Libra
Leo
moon.
somewhere in there. Libra moon. So drama from the front, drama from the back.
Well, listen, you should see our group chats. Listen, you should see our group chats.
Wild.
Actually,
Non-stop action.
Okay, you know it's actually really funny because every time someone sees me, they're like, "Oh, what is Harth doing?" I'm like, "Oh, Harth's doing that." I'm like, "She doing what?" I was like, "I don't know." I'm like, "She be busy doing that because stuff." And there's like, "Wait, you don't know what she's doing?" I'm like, I mean, I talk to her literally every day, but like we be talking about like not
shit.
one
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
Unless we talk about Monday coffee stuff, then we talk about drama.
Yeah.
Like, but like we literally talk all the time. And people's like, "Wait, you don't know what she is?" No, she don't know what I am.
No.
It's like we are two grown adult people.
We've had to
You're not
actually
each other's
like
keepers.
tell people we're individuals.
Okay,
Yeah.
which
is strange.
It is so weird.
Like, but
You know what?
We'll
I
talk
think
about that too.
I know.
It's a branding thing.
It's so
yes, I was gonna say, I feel like a lot of people know Justin and I separately of each other. We are not quite a unit yet, but
They trying to make it happen now.
they're trying to make it happen though.
You know, it's really interesting because just yesterday, you know, I love this guy. He's super sweet. But I was saying something and he was like, "Wait, I got a question. Like, is there like beef between you and like your partner?" I was like, "Wait, what?" He was like you and like Amanda, like, are y'all beefing? He was like,
Who this nigga?
and I was just like, wait.
Let me know.
Wait, I was like, wait, like, why do
Mind
you,
your business.
Why do you think that he was like, well, y'all are never together? I was like,
Just because you don't see
I
us
was like,
together.
babe, I have like 3 businesses. She has like 5. Like, I'm like, we are
minding our business.
We are making money.
And when you mind your
Yes.
business,
minding the business that pays you.
Yes, and
Okay,
when they're
so there
not
you go.
minding their business, minding your business is free.
Yes.
Number one. You know, so we be
No invoice attached.
Right, we be Chloe and Hallie in it together and getting it done, and then we know like we have separate endeavors. And
Yeah,
We're not
one
gonna
got a
skip
full
over- we're not
music
gonna skip
career
over
and
that
the other
shout-out,
one got a
though.
Little
We're not gonna
Mermaid.
skip
It's
over that
fine.
shout-out.
I mean,
Yeah,
let's get into it.
Can we
exactly, 'cause
just-
that was everything.
Okay,
get into
before
it.
we like stray away from this, I just want to say
I was like, don't let me follow up on that.
I'm gonna say before we like go off on a tangent, going back to signs, the fact that y'all have Libra in common probably is the bonding feature here of this.
A mess.
And like
A mess.
it's y'all both give like we're here, we're taking up space, this is a presence, this is a vibe. The fact that you are just trying to create your own world for everyone to experience so that you can live in it is big Leo. I was like, where is she? There she is in the beginning. I'm not going to talk about my relationship with Leo, but it's
we
fine.
have done plenty of that in the past.
Yeah,
so
I'm
feel
trying
free
not to,
catch up on
like-
seasons 1 and 2.
I'm trying to not exclude Leos with my ranting. I realize that this is a statistics thing, so just like know where I'm at emotionally.
So it
with
is the
y'all.
read of that all over again.
Yes.
Got it.
I can't not. It started. You started it.
Oops. So, next. So
The Little
Amanda,
Mermaid, obviously.
well,
Oh yeah.
yeah, we were
yes.
there and we took a sidestep, but we have to.
Yeah.
well, I mean, we're like,
She
we all
black
know
now.
that we are here for, The Little Mermaid. Yes. So, Amanda, I would like to hear from you in regards to your background in hospitality.
Yeah, so actually it's funny. My background is in fashion. Monday Coffee is my first beverage brand. I've never worked in a restaurant, never worked in a bar, never worked in coffee, but I know how things should look. And I believe in the quality of a good tasting product. A lot of the times the issue with food in America and drinks is they're made for preservation and not to taste good.
Yeah.
So when we started the packaging process, the creative process, the design process of how things should look to position ourselves in this market, that was something that was very important to us both. And then, obviously the taste of the coffee. So I was learning a lot. Like I became a barista.
Yeah.
When we launched this coffee company, just because I was like, well, this is it. Like I left my day job March of last year because I knew that Monday Coffee was going to do a lot of great things, and it all happened fairly quickly. But this is like my first like beverage company. Like I've never done food, none of that before.
Did you do like a barista training situation?
Felton taught me. Like,
oh hell yeah!
Yeah,
okay.
He learned. He moved around in different spaces for before the pandemic, and then he ended up getting stuck here. And then once we started the coffee company, I had to learn on the spot.
Yeah,
like what all that meant. Like, because I'm more on the business management, contracts, making sure the checks are cleared. The paperwork admin side. He handles the production of the coffee, the visual work.
Nice. Well, that is a perfect segue to Mr. Felton Edward Kizer.
Hi.
So, I am a little bit familiar with your background within the industry, but would you like to speak on that?
Yeah, for sure.
Don't get nervous now.
No. I'm just trying to think like hospitality. Like it's just been, I've been in it for so long.
Right.
But it's really, I think so. I will say that I have been in the industry for a little bit. I left the industry, moved into more retail fashion. That was when I was really trying to pivot, my career as a, portrait photographer, as a content creator. That was sort of my focus. But I would sometimes go back, to the industry, when I was like in between work. And I've always loved it.
Because it's so accessible.
It is. It's very accessible.
Absolutely.
It's very flexible. Yeah. And, I think I also realized that I had a thing that a lot of people didn't have, right? I was this I'm still this 20-something, attractive Black man who is non-threatening to a lot of people, right? And all these top-tier white restaurants wanted me in the front.
Yep.
Right. But so I think I felt really bad, because I wanted to be in the back. I wanted to be in the kitchen. I wanted to be on the floor. I wanted to make money. I wanted to make connections, and I wanted to figure out a way to get the hell out of here. Right.
Yeah.
Fair.
But I felt stuck. Like I went to so many different restaurants and applied to, I literally applied to work at Soho House and they told me no. I was trying to be a busser. No. But I really think if I would have applied as a host, done. I've always I've always felt really bad because I'm like, no, I'm just trying to be in the back, but I feel like everybody sort of wanted me to be in the front because I could do it.
I think it's also because
it's perception.
Perception, yeah. They want to. Well, it's twofold. It's the perception of this is what we value in the front, but in the back of house, they're probably not even willing to give you a chance because you don't fit in with what they already have going on, which is probably just a bunch of dudes who kind of hate themselves, which is why you work in a kitchen, because you have to kind of hate yourself if you want to move forward, because you have to give up on parts of yourself to fulfill the ultimate goal of putting vegetables on a plate.
Well, and then also giving up part of your life.
Oh, yeah.
as
110.
well.
I literally I stopped shooting. I left Chicago 2018, put down my camera, and tried to get a job at a dishwasher in New Orleans because I was like, I want to become a baker. I was like, my life has, I need to become a gluten-free baker because this is disgusting.
Yeah.
The fact that I can't even enjoy a simple thing as a piece of bread, I'm like that. It seems so small, but I'm just that is hard. It's we talk about, and it's what happens once we get out of survival mode. It's I can't really live because that causes harm to me.
Yeah.
And it's but people aren't thinking about that because they're well, at least you're not getting shot. I'm like, babe, that should not be the minimum. The fact that that's even, but the fact that that is, no, well, you alive, right? I was recently thinking back to this whole concept about, Kanye's famous lyric, wasn't supposed to make it past 25.
Yeah.
Joke's on you, we still alive. But I'm like, they don't tell you what to do once you make it past 25, though.
No.
Because I'm what? I never thought about what I don't know what so a friend asked me oh, do you ever plan to sell Monday Coffee? I'm like, babe, I didn't plan on having Monday Coffee. So I'm I definitely didn't start this business to sell it. I was what do you mean? I'm also launching this business took a lot, just out of myself that I didn't even know that I had.
Yep.
Right. But also even with Monday Coffee, that perception, it's like, Harth and I was chatting about this the other day. It's like people sometimes text me like, oh, which bar are you at? I'm like, babe, I'm not. I'm roasting coffee. They're just like, oh, I was going to come. But I'm just like, wait, what? So now you're not going to come because you won't see me?
Right.
I was like, but that's my business. Like this, like we should not just be here. Like there's work that we need to do in the back end. But I'm like, so are you really in it for us, the values, or are you just in it for like that cute story? Like you support this Black-owned brand.
So I want to keep going.
Let's do it.
Yes, because that is facts all damn
I'm just like talking about perception. Like that's a part of it, right? It's like but it's so interesting, sort of being at this space in my career in hospitality, because I'm like, wait, I dealt with this when I was like when I was working for somebody else, but now I feel like I'm also dealing with this too. It's like this, hey, like you should actually be in the front because we need this to work. It's like I often think about a lot of the emails that we get of these like, like these, I feel like, maybe well-meaning people, well-meaning white people who are just like, wait, this is your company? Oh my God.
Oh, I mean, they're just like full of dialogue.
But a part of it is like, well, how much do I engage with this? Because, babe, America, capitalism, money, bills, like, we're trying to build a thing.
Right.
Yeah.
But also I'm like, but wait, perception, what's the vibe, intention, alignment. Oh, geez, but wait, rent. Oh, wait, payroll. Oh, wait. Now inflation, everything is up now, right?
Yep.
So now that means that the farmers that I work with are demanding. I'm sorry, not demanding, but asking, right? Like, hey, we need to get paid more. And I'm just like, yes, you do.
And you know what? Cheers to that. Okay.
Yes.
Because, listen,
Yes.
Yeah. And so right now, just to let people know exactly what we are enjoying. So for the majority here, we're enjoying the Kingpin, which is Earl Grey vodka, apricot honey, and lemon.
This is
you,
cute.
my friend, Mr. Felton Edward Kizer, are enjoying a non-alcoholic version of this. So,
babe, I need this.
Yeah.
Okay. Then
It's
let's
the
talk.
apricot
Let's
honey.
talk.
Okay,
Let's
because
talk. Let's talk.
this is exactly
Because
what I'm talking about.
Miss Perfect Pour, who did this on behalf of Garnet. So thank you so very much, Miss
This is
Cheyenne
lovely.
Come
English.
on, come on. Because
you, Miss
this
English.
is what I'm talking about, me catching a vibe at the club. I want this because Earl Grey is going to keep me up. Okay? It's going to keep me up, and I would be able to be on full-on dattery, because that is what I'm trying to do. Because
Dattery.
listen, I work hard, okay?
Be careful before that becomes the name of this episode. Okay.
Dattery.
Okay,
So, yes,
so
all right.
if it does, I have to throw nod to my fellow daddy, Jay Rice, because we are in dattery together. Jay Rice is the iconic, like black trans mass, like educator, like small world collective founder, like that, like talk about hospitality. Like Jay Rice, and just an icon. But it's like, I think it's people like Jay Rice that, I feel like honored, to even be able to clear space, right? I just recently saw on the internet this new concept of clearing space, because now everybody's like, we want to make space. It's like, babe, there's a lot of spaces. People just need, like, babe, we got a lot of spaces, but babe, they're not inclusive.
So literally yesterday I was a little bit stony baloney, but I was waiting for the bus to go to work, and I recently moved out of Rogers Park, RIP. I'm now in Albany Park, and I'm waiting for the bus, and this one lone white woman is walking down the street, and for some reason my brain was like,
sidewalk.
I mean, she looked like she was having a rough day.
Oh, well,
Yeah, but it's rare now in my neighborhood that I see white people that aren't my boyfriend. Everyone is ethnic, and then it's just my ginger ass boyfriend. Anyway, so
Hi,
this
Andrew.
woman is like,
Ginger.
hi, Andrew. He's just like, she's walking up the street, and I'm like, I thought back to the fact that even as black and brown folk walking around in the world, the fact that we are able to live wherever the fuck for the most part now is something that our ancestors fought for. They fought for the right for us to just literally walk on the sidewalk.
Yeah.
And then I was like, bitch, why are you having these thoughts so early in the morning? And it's like, literally, it's every day. Yeah. Okay. It's just like
absolutely.
Taking up space or clearing space is like what is happening now. We are creating our own pathways because of all the work that has been done before us.
Absolutely.
And I think that we don't think about it in like the day-to-day things that we're doing. But yesterday, that shit hit me literally like the bus that I fucking missed.
Oh, shit.
But it was like a revelation. I was like, oh shit, like this is just existing now is like,
I think that's a really fantastic point. But I also think that there is, this commitment to intersectionality, which starts feeling like, a marketing term and, so on and so forth. But when you're committed to, artistry, when you're committed to community, when you're committed to overall culture by having these entrepreneurial just instincts and ambitions, I mean, that is what is really, that's what creates space, right?
Absolutely.
So, because you're carving the way for people that would not even potentially consider to put themselves out there in order to achieve a fraction of what, let's say, your ambition is.
Exactly.
Yeah,
right?
No, I agree. When I left my job, I prayed a lot. And before I left, I was talking to a friend, and in conversation, he said, you mentioned like quitting your job 6 times within the last 2 minutes, so you're probably going to leave your job soon. I was like, okay, whatever. And maybe 3-4 months later, I just stacked up my funds and figured some stuff out. And what I prayed was that we took up space with this coffee company.
Yep.
This was just with coffee. There were other things that came out of it for me outside of coffee in terms of taking up space. But something my friend told me was, whenever you're speaking to the universe or praying, you got to be specific.
Right.
Because when we took up space, I didn't expect us to take up space the way that we did. It has been nonstop. We launched October 2020 in the pandemic. It was about 1.5 years of planning this. We stopped when things shut down because we were, this was new to us. We've never done this before. We're like, okay, let's just take a break. Let's figure some stuff out. Felton got stuck here. He was dealing with personal stuff. I was working from home, and like it was a weird time for a lot of people.
Yeah.
And during the protests and the uprising, June in the summer, like spring,
2020?
2020. That was when we realized we need to do something to keep people connected. It's deemed unsafe to meet in person. What can we do? So we picked back up and started planning a company again, and we're trying to do a summer launch. And that didn't work out. But what ended up happening was we went to LA for 2 weeks. And just
had
finished.
the time of our lives.
Yeah, we really did. That was the last
bro, I was high
break.
as fuck like
every day. Oh my
Truly
god,
iconic. I ate so much Chinese food.
Yeah,
truly a blast.
Yeah,
shout out to Willa Kogu because he held us down.
Chili Willa. Yeah, and I think that was needed to just kind of
recalibrate.
Just around family. No, it was just good. Like it was just like we were just hanging out.
A different energy because we had been stuck in Chicago.
I mean.
And that was our first time. Because how many times did we push that flight back?
We pushed it back a few times.
Because it was just like...
It was supposed to be a month.
Yeah. We changed the flight like 6 times because we didn't know if we were going to be allowed to move around or whatever.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
And we launched at the Hoxton Hotel in our suite October 26th.
Yeah.
2020 with
Was it a
Prosecco.
Monday?
It was a Monday.
It was a Monday.
Yeah, it was a Monday. Yep. And then
it gotta be.
Yeah. And it was weird because him and I, we're kind of used to like working and sharing our story. But then we started making sales with shit. We were like, oh, we're making money. This is cute. And then Friday, Shout out to Commercial Popular, Miguel. He had a market at the RIP Ace Hotel. Compop.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well. Yeah.
Well.
Well, you know what? Things need to grow.
Exactly. Yes. Things need to shift, grow, evolve.
Pivot.
Yes.
Yep.
And we back to Mondays. And we sold out of everything.
Hell yeah.
Like,
That's
for
first
whatever
drop.
reason. Yeah, first drop,
Amazing.
sold out of everything. And we were just e-com at this point and popping up when we could and just figuring things out because
Right.
people responded in a way that we weren't expecting.
Not at all.
And it's a blessing. We've been able to get this far. I think we're 2 years in. We're preparing to start fundraising. We're working on our like pre-seed
go.
round.
But also, I just realized this, like, while I was stalking y'all on the internet.
You mean doing research?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I call it.
Research.
It's
Stalking.
stalking.
You are a researcher.
Right.
I'm a stalker.
That too.
But I realized, I was like, I've been drinking y'all's coffee just like, because I just walk around in the world not paying attention to shit. I'm constantly disassociating. My therapist and I talk about this frequently, but I go to the conservatory like it's my job. And when they started serving coffee there, I was like, what the fuck? When did they get coffee? And I was just like drinking it. And then this week I'm like creeping on the internet on y'all, trying to get like my questions and shit together. And I'm like, I've been on this. I felt like I knew something. And I feel like at least 2 of the times that I've been there, you have been
1000%, because I used to hold it down.
Yeah, because I was like,
Hold that motherfucker down, okay?
when you walked in today, I was like, okay, you look familiar, not just in an internet I've been creeping on you way, but like in a real world connection. And then you were wearing the hat.
That's so
And I was
funny.
like, full circle. But also, because of creeping on the internet, I was like listening, like, you know, with my eyes to the words in your posts. And you were talking about like just taking this leap and just like doing the thing and like fully committing. And I texted Justin and I was like, I feel like the reason that I'm always so apprehensive about podcast things is because I never ever saw myself doing this. I never saw myself doing anything outside of like either social work or being in a kitchen or like in the industry in some
I
way.
can say something really quickly. You can also look at this as a form of social work.
Absolutely.
I mean, I am
on.
100% using my degree more now than ever before.
Absolutely.
Look at that.
So, but so like, I think the way that you talked about like just like doing this thing that was like, I want to say like the circumference of what y'all were already doing. Like it was always, coffee was always around. It was always part of the vibe. It was always what you wanted to be around while you're like working on all these other things. And I was just like, I think I just have to like full commit.
Yeah, because it becomes an extension. You know, like when you start thinking about it in such a way to where it feels like it's a mountain to climb, then that is where, you know, you begin second guessing things.
Yeah.
But I mean, just the overall format and the overall commitment, it represents conversations that, Amanda, I know that you and I have had. Felton, sis. Okay.
Waking up at 6:30 in the morning to be here on Sundays for all of this, it's a commitment.
Yeah. No, absolutely. And so it's just like, it really speaks to the fact that you want to engage with diversified colleagues.
Yeah.
You know, and that's a beautiful thing. And I touched upon intersectionality because, you know,
I mean, there's
like
four
every
black
week,
people
I
on
feel
a
like-
mic right now. We
It's
are
amazing.
intersectionality.
It's amazing. Yeah, no.
Cheers to us.
Cheers
Cheers to us.
Bad bitch link up. Okay?
Cheers.
On a Sunday morning.
That's what I'm saying. On a Sunday.
On a Sunday. Oh, Black Sunday.
Black Sunday.
Oh, you know what?
Love that.
Oh, that might be the name of this episode.
Okay.
Don't mess around with me. Careful with that license.
Yeah. Don't say not too much.
Okay, done.
We ain't making that money.
Not yet.
I was like, there we go. But so I feel like we've touched upon it briefly, but I'd like to ask you both directly.
Yes.
Within your passions and your scope of works, what are what's the main driver? Like, what's your big inspiration, or what are your smaller inspirations that really keep you going?
I think collectively, community is a big part of it.
Yeah.
What you said earlier about coffee was kind of always there. That's true. And that's another reason why we kind of call that out in our story. Coffee is a part of, it's a ritual for a lot of people. Mm-hmm. It's a thing that's always been there. It's a thing that's been a part of conversations and where people go to start these companies, or when they have this great idea or have this conversation or going out on a safe, date. Let's go to a coffee shop. What's a space that we can learn, connect, and do that, and a lot of times coffee is the beverage that's there,
Right.
So I think collectively it's always been community, with the understanding that in this industry, we kind of also became the new coffee company that is on the mission to decolonize.
You're damn right.
Yeah.
The coffee industry.
Yeah.
Just because
that was going to be my follow-up.
Oh, absolutely.
Because-
And that's another part of community. Yeah. Like going into and Felton has we did this interview with the Sun Times. And
Sorry,
that headline.
Yep.
That headline.
Baby, it was like
we had all kinds of white businesses in our emails.
It stayed on their homepage for a minute. And we were also in print too, and it made people feel a lot of things.
Ruffled a few feathers.
Baby, it ruffled some fragile pink feathers.
Yeah.
But babe, I don't know what that is, so
you're like, that
I don't
has
have
nothing to
that
do
in
with
my
me
house.
over here, okay?
Yeah,
So-
no.
They took that headline, and I don't even think they read the entire article.
people
They probably
don't
just
read.
saw
No.
it and just took it as that, like, we're not inclusive. That's how they saw it. And
Because you're creating for your own. Mm-hmm. And they felt left out.
it wasn't even, it was what was said in that article are facts. Coffee is not made in Ireland. Coffee is not made in Norway.
babe, where's the birthplace of coffee? West Africa.
Yep.
Done.
I was like,
Period.
Come on, we
There's nothing else
already
that no
know
one
this.
else
Yeah.
can say to me. I'm like, I'm at this point in my coffee career. I think it's also just I think when you start roasting coffee, I'm sorry, but something
gonna say,
different
yes,
happens
yeah.
to you. Because when I
Absolutely.
tell you
It
that
clicks.
the conversations that I will not have anymore, babe, I am not having no conversations with white people about coffee. I'm done. Because I'm like, there's nothing that you can tell me. Because I'm like, how can you tell me something about a place that I don't even know? Because you took that from me.
Yeah.
So you can't possibly tell me something that's my birthright that I'm now trying to figure out I'm finding my
Yeah.
way back home
Exactly.
Yeah.
through this thing that I for so
Yes.
long did not think. Like, my best friend in the entire world has worked in coffee my entire time knowing him. I did not drink coffee, not once when I lived with this man.
shout him out.
Shout out to Caleb Hammerdick,
Caleb.
okay? Shout out to my boys. Like,
Love you,
shout out
Caleb.
to the love.
Cheers
Like,
to Caleb.
Yes,
But it's
yes,
like,
to Caleb
I
all
would be
day.
with Caleb in coffee shops, not drinking nothing, because and I think for me, part of it is I think I just didn't want to like it. I had never really had coffee, but I was like, I would not like this thing, because what I won't do is fall in love with this thing and be rejected.
Yep.
And that is how I feel. Like, baby, walking into, and listen, I'm also at this grown age of my life and career, but I just don't because everything that I say is a fact. Because baby, walking into Bow Trust, seeing these white dudes with weird haircuts playing NWA will never sit right with me. In Pilsen too, baby. What the hell happened? Who thought that was okay? Who is letting this happen? And I'm just really concerned and confused as to why we just, because it, like, we allow it to happen, but I think we don't know that this is ours. Like why? I don't have to fight for coffee.
Yeah,
that's ours.
Because a lot of that comes from the
colonization.
Exactly. And so all of these, quote unquote, businesses, brands, commitments to culture, it's built off the backs of Black and brown people.
Yeah.
Like, that's just...
Yep.
Felton, you were talking about facts. That is just a fact. So anyone that is listening and that is a problem, you need to digest that as fact and then handle that on your own.
The research is there.
Yeah,
just Google
it's not like we just made this up because
we're not saying random things.
Right, because we're new in sensationalizing like what it is we do. No, it's a fact. Like,
right.
Also, coffee is not that deep. I also want to talk about that. Like, it's like, babe, the process of making, coffee is not a difficult thing to, it's like once you figure it out, you figure it out. But babe, also you can tweak it, flip it, dip it, drop it however you need to make it suitable for you.
I thought that was almost going to be a Christina Milian reference.
Okay. And we were going to have to cut that.
Okay. No. No. Hear me out.
I watched that music video this week. I'm just saying.
Hear me out.
She was twirling around in that paint, living her best life.
It was, but I remember licensing, so I pivoted.
Yes,
I pivoted because, baby, I have
you.
all the 2000 R&B references because, like, come on, that's my life. Like, baby, I'm just actually trying to live my Y2K R&B fantasy right now.
Literally, I feel like on the way here today, I was like, I feel like we just dress like the people that we saw growing up, and that's why fashion is like so cyclical in that way. Like, it layers on top of each other because the 90s... It has come back in a way.
I just bought a pair of Jabot jeans on Depop.
Yes.
Like, come on.
Yes.
And the first thing I did, I sent it to my older cousin because that man only wore Jabot jeans and Air Force One. And he was like, about time. I was like, I got on. Oh, babe, I'm about to give them like a nice crop. It's going to be a nice clean look fit too.
What's happening?
So good.
I'm here for it.
Now we're just playing.
No, I'm here for it. I support it 110%. I don't know. I think that going back to the whiteness of coffee, and I talk about this.
And I got something to mention in regards to that. Trust me.
I think a lot about the construction of whiteness class that I took in college, taught by a Black professor, Dr. Sherwood. What up? And for me, I did a whole like paper on how whiteness is like nature. It's everywhere and no one talks about it because it's like expected and this is how it is and blah, 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 and all this stuff. Yeah, it's what we know. And
it's the standard.
The standard. And so for me, I think that when I first started drinking coffee, first of all, it was instant Nescafe because I grew up in Trinidad. And I was like 7 or 8, they would just put a shit ton of milk in it and be like, oh, you could have a little coffee, whatever. But as I got older, I realized that my sister-in-law, who is half white, half Puerto Rican, would take me to coffee places all the time with her, and I would literally be the only person of color in it. And I think that a lot of my Black friends thought it was weird that I drank coffee. And it wasn't until like after college I realized the origins of coffee. And I was like, but this is for us.
Well, coffee has been presented as elitist.
Yeah.
It's
especially
just,
craft coffee.
Yeah. And
true.
Listening to speak, actually listening to this conversation, I can't get into the specifics of it. However, I was connected to someone from a brand and they were interested in some campaign work, and they were sourcing coffee from a potentially very volatile environment. And as a white individual, they're like, well, we're looking to solve the issues that they're having through our work.
Oh.
And I was like,
okay.
Yeah, I'm like, wow.
That's not how that works.
I was like, that's not, I was like, there was no way in hell.
Why are you?
that is how it works. And this was only a couple years ago, like 3 years max. And so the idea of colonialism, the idea of just thinking that your way is the way is still very much active, alive, and sadly thriving.
Yeah.
Because it's supported by that of capitalism.
Absolutely. And they still don't realize that it's not okay. Like they feel like they're still doing us a service by conducting business the way that they're doing it. So, and I want to also say, like, something that we come across, kind of like what you mentioned earlier, Kizer, about just being in the front and being the face. Oh shit, this drink is kicking. I forgot my thoughts. Carry on.
Fine.
Well, this drink is really good.
It is.
Listen, this.
Well, I had alcohol in mine.
Yeah. So, I mean, we are, let's just segue, okay?
Okay, I just want to say,
I was
in
gonna
not a
segue into
shady
this
way,
drink.
can I tell you what I think it is?
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, yes.
Oh, yeah, let's go.
So I smelled it 1st and I was like, this is giving me Fireball. And then I took a sip of it and I was like, this is a grown up, like literally Fireball. I'm shy and I don't mean to come off
I think it's a cinnamon.
any other way, but
It's a cinnamon.
It's a cinnamon.
It's cinnamon.
It's a cinnamon.
in here.
It's a cinnamon.
The smell of it, the taste of
Fireball
it.
literally tastes like cinnamon juice, to be honest.
God.
Like we just
Not cinnamon
I mean,
juice.
not cinnamon juice, but it's just like like a cinnamon spice syrup.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't taste like. Oh my god, I used to live in New Orleans, baby. When I say I learned how to drink in New Orleans,
Watch this
I
drop.
believe
baby,
it. I've heard that.
I had an entire front row seat. Okay,
Damn.
and baby, I used to drink Fireball like it was water.
Yeah.
Okay, it was, but baby, I did not do hangovers. Like I stopped having hangovers in New Orleans because I figured out the cheat code. I think just maybe always drinking. I was just fast, but also because I have a gluten allergy, so like I never could do the beer.
Yep.
But also because I never like the sugary shit, so I don't
You
do
stay
mixed drinks.
hydrated.
Oh, I drink a lot of water,
Yeah.
but also I would drink a lot of ciders. Babe, rosé was my thing. So baby, me all grade a bottle of rosé. Justin knows.
Like,
You know, come on, baby.
Because
Because like
listen.
when I met Justin, I never really tried rosé. My entire life shifted, and then I met Derek, and then now I literally crafted my entire life around wearing all gray and drinking rosé.
Listen.
In New Orleans, baby, that did not stop. Okay.
Okay, so if you are a rosé
Careful,
bitch,
right.
but you do not drink anymore, this is not a.
But you can still be a rosé bitch.
Yeah. This is not like an ad or anything, but Groovy Sparkling Rosé is 100% alcohol free, and it is a banger.
Okay.
And
So
if
just
anyone is listening from them, feel free to reach out to us at connectedtangentservice.media.
I know that's right.
Thank you so very much.
It's a good one.
Okay.
saying.
No, I literally have to try. Wait, it's like, no.
Okay,
I'll tell you more about
We'll
it
get you
afterwards.
all the
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yes, all.
But
all
no,
the
I'm
info.
excited. But I do think that there are a lot of shifts happening in food and beverage in general, which I think is amazing. I was like, this is the right time to be in F&B because baby, I got some shit to shake up. Because like I feel like now there's just so much language, even about the James Beard Award, the Michelin stars, and how toxic and how really detrimental these workplaces are. And I'm just like, ooh, wait, baby. And I was like, okay, well, tag me in. Let's talk about coffee now because baby, we got some stuff to say.
Yeah.
This is so. Also, let's just talk about the consumption and how unsustainable consumption is because we've also run into a thing. So I just like making and like having something. The people assume that this coffee product should stay viable for more than 2
God.
weeks. Baby, that is disgusting. But the fact that we have been so like, I don't want like brainwashed into
It's
thinking
brainwashed,
that is okay.
See?
No, baby, because I make this coffee every day.
Yep.
Every day.
And it
I
tastes
put in
damn
so
good.
much work because baby, I be running myself like dry,
Right.
but what can nobody say?
Yeah.
Nobody can ever say that our stuff tastes bad.
No.
Or that our stuff ain't fresh. Because
Yeah.
baby, what you won't say is that, because that's a lie. Because baby, I work too hard.
Yeah.
I
And
put in so much time.
that goes
in
back
this.
to what I said earlier. Like, people in this country have been programmed to drink and eat things because it's lasting, not because it tastes good.
Right. And that's weird.
Wholesale, that's been like the number one question, obviously. How long does it? I'm like, it's coffee.
Baby,
it's
a
8
day?
ounces. Like, you can't finish this? This is diluted.
Yeah. Well, I think, I'm going to say I think it's just, I know that all of that just goes back to American consumerism. And
110.
Because, I mean, shit, it was the way that I grew up. You know, it's like on the weekend, you go to the grocery store, it's a whole thing. It's just like boom, boom, boom,
Yeah.
boom, boom. You set yourself up for like a week, 2 weeks, and that was it. And, you know, it's something that I personally struggle with now because I'm never at home. But it's like getting into a rhythm of making sure that I am acquiring like fresh produce, fresh meat, like things like that, not throwing it in a freezer and then being like, well, you know what? I should be like, this should be fine. Like, it's only been in there for 3 weeks. It's just like, ma'am, what? No. But I also see the other side of
I get it.
Yeah.
I understand.
Yeah.
Which is why there also needs to be pivots, which is why I'm like, cool, Monday Coffee, tag me, right? Because
Yeah.
what also needs to happen, I'm like, yes, I think, to be honest, the way that I want, you know, and it's kind of a foreshadow, but like what I want Monday Coffee to be able to do is like, it's coffee. You get it as you need it. If that means daily, every 3 days, every 5 days, whatever that cadence is, you know, you have to come get this because, one, I'm going to make sure this is good every day.
Yeah.
You know, every time you can come get this, because what you won't do is throw it away.
No.
Like, also, why are we wasting food? No.
Yeah.
No, we're not wasting food, because also, like, don't take more than what you need.
Okay,
Do you
so
really need all of that right now?
I have an issue that I am dealing with internally. Don't worry about it. But it has to do with trying not to save the last bits of something. I always try to be like, stretch it to the very end. I'm like, oh, I'm going to save this for when I'm ready for it. And then I realize that I'm losing a lot of product because it goes bad because I'm so busy trying to savor it. So I think it's the mentality of this scarcity mentality, feeling like I'll never get this again. I'll never be able to afford it again. So what I'm trying to do is look at it as a weekly project. Like, I try not to buy groceries in bulk anymore because all my produce would go off or my meats would go off or whatever. So now I'm like, every 3 days I'll go to the grocery store. But people don't like that because it's inconvenient. But what I think you have to do is, if you're going to try to stay on top of the freshness and the quality of your food, you have to do it in smaller bites, literally.
And, you know, I would also love to speak to, I mean, since we're talking about inconveniences, babe, having diabetes is inconvenient.
Right.
That's very inconvenient.
Exactly.
And you know,
You
and
know,
I just really
being laid up somewhere
and you know
is
what?
very
I think we
inconvenient,
also just need to get very real and call it what it is, babe. Being sick is inconvenient and you do not want that. So if that means that you need to get up every 3 days and go figure out to get some groceries, do it, because you do not want you do not want the doctor bills.
No.
Also, you do not want to be on these weird drugs and we never know what they are. Also, because like we can, like, there are things that we can do like every day to make sure that we do not have to even set foot in a dialysis center, you know? But I think a big part of that is like, well, where is the intention?
Yes.
I mean,
Where's the intent?
especially as, you
Come
know,
on.
black and
Come
brown
on.
individuals. Like,
Let's
I mean,
go.
it's just like, if we really
Let's
want
be
to get
real.
into it, it's like, you know, just having this overall culture of convenience. The one thing that I always remember growing up, like, my mom was always cooking, always. And so she does the same now, but, you know, she cooks, you know, a little bit because the nest is empty. But it's just, and it's something that I'm always thinking about, because, again, I'm never home, but I try, you know, and something that we talk about here is commit to the try.
Yes.
And it's like, because if you're committing to trying, that means that you are acknowledging that it is something worth doing.
Yes, because, you know,
Absolutely.
just to really
Absolutely.
quickly, like, convenience should not be the standard.
Yeah.
Convenience is an option.
It's a luxury.
It should be convenience should be a thing. It's like, okay, like when I really need it, okay, let's do it. But like that should not be the go-to. Because like you're not really, it's babe, if you want something, a 5-hour job that you want in like 10 minutes, come on. Like, let's be real.
Yeah,
you're missing some things. Like, let's be very honest about, babe, there's sure. Yep. Got you. There you go.
Right.
Like, no.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like it should be a goal of anyone to have a sort of rapport for whoever is cashing them out at the grocery store, because y'all see each other that often.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're people too.
But I think that also, but I think if we start moving like that, then we can start tapping into the local farmers that are just, like an hour and a half away who are struggling. Babe, it's not like they're losing product because nobody wants to buy it. That is so wild to me that people literally are making food with their hands. And they're just like, it's going back because nobody wants to buy it.
You know what that reminds me of? Nuri, I'm looking at you. It's when we had Boisa Itachi and Makabe.
Iconic.
Yes.
Listen. Okay.
If y'all have not listened to that episode, rewind the track and go to season 2, episode Back to Black. And just catch up.
Listen, that episode was iconic, but also they're iconic. Like, I met her Juneteenth last year after the Monday Coffee pop-up, and when I say that I had a night, it was like this beautiful black night of just like us figuring out like how we wanted to exist within hospitality. It was really interesting, sort of like it was at the sort of like the pop-up at, with Refined Collective. We all at the party, it was a vibe, and we were just moseying through like just like 5 like really iconic black people, but trying to figure out like how do we sort of exist in this nightlife space, on this side of it, right? Because I think it's different. It's sort of entering the space as sort of like black professionals that's like adjacent to the industry.
Yes.
Because when you know a lot more, but then you also see like, oh wait, I know if I go here, this is how we're gonna get treated. Versus we go here, this is how we're gonna get treated. But also trying to like almost fit your way, like this weird puzzle thing.
Navigation, because you want to go to places to where you're not tolerated. You want to go to places where you're celebrated, because that is what you deserve.
But you also want to be comfortable, but you also want to see something new and be inspired. But babe, because some of these spaces feeling like high school, and I'm like, I see y'all every day. It's like we're like homeschool together. Like, this is kind of weird,
right?
But it's like, but I know
I saw you 2 days ago.
It's like, but I
here
see
we
you
are
every day
on the same panel. Don't get me started on that.
Yep.
There's only 6 of us. Just come on.
Just like, I mean.
And I think that speaks a lot to conversations that Kizer and I have had together around taking up space within creating space or clearing space for people. When we did our residency, we made it a point of bringing in our other friends to do something creative, to do something that continues to bring people together and is in alignment.
To the newer coffee company, like, hey, we're about to leave here. This was our experience. Maybe you could pivot it this way. Hit them up, see if it makes sense for you. Have fun.
Yeah, that's so important.
So, 2 weeks ago, I was, just dealing with some internal issues, because I'm sure that you both can, identify with, as much as you want to put on your game face, do the things that you know to do, put out a successful brand, run the brand. But it's like, you're really getting to the point to where it's just like, shit, like, am I like built for this? Like, is it like, is it like, I was like, I'm like, has that been, you know, predetermined in the stars? Because right now, it feels,
is it too late to pivot?
Right, because I'm just like, I'm trying to pivot again. Okay, it's just like, keep pivoting. We're going to be right back where we started. Okay, I was like, no.
Literally, that's what we did. We pivoted right back to the beginning of the other. We were like, so this was working. This is not what's working. What's back to basics look like for Monday Coffee? Like,
Yep.
Stop. With the
oh my God. Yes. But so
the hand movements are amazing today.
They're great. Well, I was thinking about just, you know, I was just literally clouded in my own frustrations. And I was talking to someone that I've known for a very long time. And she told me, she's like, Justin, you've been able to accomplish X, Y, and Z, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and like all these things because you take people with you. And you've always focused on that because you've credited the things that you know how to do because people were taking you with them. And that is so important for people to hear and actually acknowledge and process and be like, there's like outside of the perception that someone may have, it's self-worth. Like you deserve to be able to have your shot to create your mark in your space.
Exactly. Yeah.
And that's my little mic drop right there. because I feel how I feel.
You right though.
Thank you. Thank you. So the next thing I want to touch upon is something that we're referring to as like cultural equity. We've explored it a little bit, but I think it's really, really important to talk about the overall goals, not just within Monday Coffee, but Amanda, with the different things that you have going on, Felton, the wild, you know, just like ecosystem that you've been building as well. It's just like, how are we kind of leveraging the playing field here? And what do we hope happens? And what's kind of like a guideline for that? Not even a guideline, but a bit of a blueprint, roadmap.
Yeah. I think for us, something that we discussed in terms of like what's next for what we're doing, or how can we like make it to where our first like Monday Coffee space is like, you know, it's ours, because what's been happening is we've been existing on other people's timeline, and it's been a challenge for us to scale correctly, just because everything's going, everything's happening, and we're working in the business and having challenges of working on the business. So something for us is creating that physical space where people can come in and we can like do more of what we've been doing, but doing it in a way where we do create a guideline of sorts of what we feel like our community, you know, should look like regarding coffee. We have all these ideas and concepts, and coffee is a way for us to be creative differently from what we've known in the past as artists, individually. But it all goes back to community. One of my friends, he's a musician, and something that he says, like, once you have the streets on your side and behind you, like, that's it. And Monday Coffee has a lot of street cred. No shade, you know. Shout out to all y'all other folks, but I don't know nobody that's
Come on.
like...
Come on, let's get into it.
And this, okay, the drink is... So...
Do it.
Let's get into this. A lot of people think that because we're smart, creative Black people that we got lucky.
Yes.
See,
so we're
I
all
was
in the
waiting for
pot
that
to go
together.
So
we're
come
in
on.
it.
White man.
Yep.
So you heard earlier, like, this was a year and a half in the making, and for them to think that just because we're like these smart, creative Black people that are artists, and then coffee was just another endeavor, it's deeper than that. You have no idea what this takes and what we have to go through, and how we have to strategize to continue to position ourselves to scale correctly to do things that we're not your average coffee company. We are an experiential coffee brand. A lot of people don't know that.
Because y'all are used to coffee shops.
Yeah.
Yes.
That is not
We
us.
don't have a coffee shop.
Nope.
Yeah.
Not at all.
We're just now coming to terms with like, well, if we want to create space the way we want it, maybe we should create some sort of coffee shop type of thing. But it ain't going to be like your average coffee shop. We know that. So that's been a part of our journey constantly, like experiences with partnerships and having to end them just because they feel like they're doing us a favor. Right. When in reality, you need Black culture to exist. You need Black culture to thrive in every way possible.
Yep.
So that's
even the words, even the language that people use.
Because people
is
just
Black
be saying
culture.
shit and it sounds good, but it's also like action.
Yeah.
Right. What are you going to do? How are we actually going to work with you? Clear space, exist in this, and bring other people that don't usually have a chance to come to this part of the city or come into this type of, or don't know that this is here, come in and feel comfortable. Mm-hmm. Like there's an issue with safety coming into some of these food spaces. Felton, he stopped drinking and he was like, I can't find a space to work at 9:00 at night just because there's alcohol everywhere and I don't want to have, I don't want to drink any. Like I've stopped.
Yeah.
So that was another thing that kind of clicked in my head. I was like, okay, well, how can we create these different experiences? And that has been a part of building cultural equity.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is doing different types of coffee experiences. So we do like midnight coffee bars where people can come in and have alcoholic, non-alcoholic coffee themed drinks and just like work on shit like deadline, get some work done or just catch a vibe and just hang out and not have to be forced to have a cocktail or feel like you need to have a drink if you're just like, I just want to sit here and chill.
Or that you need to go outside with somebody.
That too.
Because, baby, you don't really want to hang out with your homegirl.
Yeah.
You just don't want to be alone.
That's the thing.
Because you're afraid. Also, let's talk about safety.
Yeah.
You hanging out with your annoying ass homegirl because no matter what, she gonna have your back and you gonna have her, but you just don't want to be around her.
You don't know where you going to,
right? But you're just like,
into.
actually, I cannot go out by myself because of what could happen. And the first thing that somebody's going to say, where was her fucking friends?
Yeah,
which
you was
is
out there by
very
yourself.
insulting.
Yeah.
The fact that is the first question that people ask, like, wait, her friends let her? What do you mean?
Yeah.
Yep.
You was out there by yourself. Like, of course, anything could happen.
Right.
I remember when I went to Tokyo 2019, I think the second day that I was there, I was like, oh, I can be outside till like 1 a.m. and no one's going to bother me. Just walk around, whatever. As soon as I got back to Chicago, like, it was like,
I was thinking about that the other day, though. Because
notice a difference.
When I first moved to Chicago, I moved here from Vermont, where, so I went to high school in Orange, New Jersey, which is like 96% people of color. And then I went to Vermont, and I was amongst the largest incoming group of minority students in the history of the university, which was 11% in 2008. And that is including Asians. And I moved to Chicago because in Vermont, I would be out until I would be walking home at 5:00 in the morning from the night before by myself, being ain't nobody gonna fuck with me because I'm Black. And then I moved to Chicago, and for the first 5 years of being in the industry, I was basically blackout every night coming home. And I was just walking from the train station 15 minutes to my apartment, not giving a damn. And now I'm 32 and I will take 4 buses and a train so that I can walk the least amount to get home from working at the bar at 1:00 in the morning. Because safety has become so much of a thing just in transit that I don't even really go out anymore because I don't want to be out by myself late at night. And I don't really want to be hanging out with people as much as I used to. I just want to chill and have a good time. And that's why I just get scotch and have a nightcap at home. Because I feel safer at home than in some of these spaces that have been existing forever.
But yet, everybody out here talking about creating safe spaces, though. Yeah, I don't feel safe outside. I'm
Hell
confused.
no, nothing has changed.
Nothing has changed.
So, which is why I'm like, y'all need to rethink this safe space vibe, because, babe, what safety look like actually? Also, what are the standards of safety? Because I don't think we're all looking
safe for.
I wasn't part of that
conversation. We are not reading the same. Babe, we are not reading the same manual. Okay, my she got something different on it.
And we talked about this literally in season one, episode 1 of this season 3, in terms of podcast. You like it when I say the name of the podcast.
I do, because then I feel like you embody it and you own it. So,
but we talked about like surveys and how a lot of Black and brown folk don't answer surveys because historically, even when we are talking, when we're speaking, we're not being heard.
Absolutely.
Yes. So a lot of us don't
So
do
that data
those.
acquisition
Exactly,
is not
it's skewed.
built for our narrative.
And
like,
so when
for
they
what?
say that they're building safe
we know.
spaces,
We know
We
because
all know.
who's
we
that
see
safe
it.
space
We
for?
all know.
Right,
Yeah.
because we're like, not I.
Yeah.
You wasn't thinking about me when you
Yeah,
built
not
it.
at all.
Taint me.
But which is and I think, just to, pivot back to what Harth was saying about this takes a lot of work, because, baby, I am rethinking, shifting, molding this menu. I want to say like twice a week.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, we have one bar currently at the Garfield Bar Conservatory, but when I tell you, you would think I'm running 7 bars right now.
Right.
Yeah.
The way that menu has to shift from price point to like what we're offering by the day. And
Yeah.
I'm just like, because you know what? I'm just like, I made a commitment to serve the people in the Garfield Park. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to serve the people at the Garfield Park.
That's
and if
right.
somebody comes, it's like, hey, actually the vibe is decaf, baby. Now we need to get more decaf.
Yeah.
Because that's what the people need. I'm like, well, because like, what good are we if we're not serving the people?
Exactly.
Also, like, babe, I'm not from the West Side. Let that be known, baby. I am from Hyde Park, South Shore. I know exactly who I am and where I'm from, and I know where the space I'm operating, right? And I'm like, well, if I am in someone else's home, I need to be of service.
Yeah.
And if I am not of
Yes.
service, baby, I need to go back home then.
Yes.
Because when I'm at home,
I like that energy.
I'm in service to myself, you know.
Yes.
But when I'm in somebody else's house,
When
baby,
you
the
step
shoes are
out- when
coming
you step
off.
outside.
What do you need?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Also, baby, you pay my bills.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Also, be
Okay,
real.
wait.
But
There's that's like a point of contention with me, because yes, people do pay our bills. However,
Where's
I
the
think the
line?
standards that we create for them to respect, just as how we create standards to respect them,
1000%.
it needs to
It is a conversation.
It needs, yes, a conversation.
Yes.
And I think that people need to understand less of the I me commerce and more of the we us.
Yeah.
Because we're in it together.
Yes, because you coming here buying this product is helping me with my
Yes.
life and what I need, but also me being here providing you with this thing is helping you with your life, because
Exactly.
I'm convenient for you, right? I am doing a great service. I am now engaging with you, right? Like we are now having this exchange, right? So you have value, I have value, we have value.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I think I feel like that's what it. I feel like part of it speaks to like being of service, right? When you are of service, you're like, okay, cool. Well, I'm an asset to this, right? And these people are hopefully assets to this, right? Like we are in this because you are here, I am here. We both need each other to keep going.
That's
Yes.
right. So
It's a dance. Let's dance.
let's dance. So there is something that I do want to circle back on briefly as we are approaching time.
Really?
So
I know.
Too much kikiing.
It's not the
I feel
problem.
like we
it's
need
the
a part
vibe.
2.
Yeah.
y'all are welcome back literally
Fab.
anytime, but also that does not mean it's a wrap right now. We're
Yeah.
still going.
Okay, fab.
So yes. So Amanda,
That's what editing is for.
You had talked about. Oh, we're leaving this shit in. Okay.
Yeah.
Amanda, you had mentioned about fighting in regards to people's accessibility into spaces. And when I heard that, I was just like, yes, but then also I got hit with a wave of exhaustion, right? Because I don't even want to say the action of, fighting for accessibility. It's the requirement of fighting for accessibility. Specifically being Black, brown business owners, and so is there a middle ground? Is there, thinking deeper in regards to that topic specifically, what are your thoughts?
I think there are boundaries, that should be created in the sense of, when you're taking up space, are you the right person to take up this space? Or is it, the right amount of space where you have more room to bring in someone else? Or should it just be you right now?
Right.
And I think that's
because a lot of that becomes ego.
Yeah. Absolutely. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that's
it's like, are you taking up space or are you clearing space?
Yeah.
Because if you just taking up space, I'm like, are you really like
you just in the space?
Right. I'm like, you just think we have a lot of things that take up space in our apartments, right?
Yeah.
But like it ain't of use.
It's just there.
Right. But I think that speaks to that question. Yeah, like what are you doing actually? Does it have action?
And I remember, we all remember pandemic, everyone's in the house, and as soon as things opened up, it was like intention was the word on the internet. Mm-hmm. And people went outside, lost their minds, and now not no one, but a lot of people no longer move with intention. And I don't talk to a lot of those people anymore because it was like, y'all are playing.
Bye.
Y'all lived on Instagram, said all this cute stuff, and now it's about action.
That black square was up there.
Allied this, allied
the
that.
black square.
Yeah, exactly. But it was just but if you go
white
back,
bloggers, black friends, let's highlight black and brown owned businesses.
Exactly. But if you want to go back, and look at it right now, that black square is gone. That highlight is gone.
Done.
The feature
the
is
black highlight is done.
Exactly.
Back to, white spaces and living your life and all of that. So I think it's definitely boundaries. Not saying that certain people can't come in, but it's like, I see you.
Yeah.
I know what's happening. And you see me, we see each other.
Come on.
And
I literally had a purveyor reach out to me because of a status that I posted on Facebook about being a black woman. And she texted me and was like, hey, like, I just never thought of you as a black person. I thought of you as like a strong, woman. I thought of you as like a chef.
All the compliments.
I see you as like this badass in the kitchen, blah, blah, but I'm like,
okay, yes.
But my whole
I never
skin
saw you
is
as a black woman.
Like, how...
Babe, you see me.
Yeah, you know what it is.
Yeah.
No, actually, you see past me.
And like the way
come
that,
on, come on, let's.
And the way that
taking up
I
space.
just like, I didn't even have the this. I wasn't in the space to respond, so I just like let it go into the ether. And then like 2 weeks ago, she texted me about like meeting up and catching up, and I was just like, did you not read the room?
Catch up with these hands.
Like, it was just like, and it was someone that I really like enjoyed working with. And I was just like, after that, it just left like
you hate that?
this taste in my mouth.
Like I was rooting for you.
Yeah.
I was rooting for you.
We
were
rooting for you.
Yeah.
Baby, we need a meeting.
Yeah.
Sorry.
God.
And I think that's something else that I've dealt with recently, and I feel like we can all kind of speak to this, like people kind of, and non-black people kind of grading our blackness or challenging our blackness or kind of questioning that.
I'm already doing that on my own because of society. Straight up.
Absolutely.
I don't need extra.
It's like you're not in a position
Babe,
ever.
I don't need you to tell me that you're more black than me.
Yeah.
Babe, what does that mean?
Yeah.
Right.
Because
then it moves into justification of blackness.
Yes.
What
What is that?
Yeah.
Who is she?
Yeah.
Okay.
Where's she at? Where's that girl?
She and that girl is poison amongst the black community.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you have to validate and justify yourselves to
Black
one another,
enough.
That's weird.
That's
That
dangerous.
is so strange. Also, like, babe, what who hurt you? Like, baby, where were your parents?
Mm-hmm.
Baby, like
That Max is pointing at
because babe, like that's sad.
Yeah,
babe, I am so solid and loving everything about me and who I am. Like I am, babe. What I'm just really, I think a part of it's like I'm just baffled that this actually happened because I'm like, this is not real. Because I promise you, I hear something. I'm like, I literally told the person like, you're not like real. And I just walked away because I'm like, nope, I'm high right now. We're good.
Yes, literally. I'm like, I'm actually, you know what? That's
the key, but you know what? It is at the nine,
you're not
actually.
like other black people. You're a different black. It's like, what the fuck does that mean?
Right.
Like,
I mean, I've been struggling with
try
that.
to get to this altitude.
Right.
Okay? Like,
leave it alone.
Never in your life.
And I feel like I really had an internal struggle with that because when you're raised Caribbean, it others you. My family specifically were like very clear, like your work ethics are different like than American black people. And I'm just like, I had to look at that one day and be like, this is crazy because when I'm walking around in America, no one's like, oh, you're Caribbean. Yeah. They're just like, oh, you're a black person. And I think once that realization hit me, I was like, oh shit, like I'm not any different than anyone else.
Yeah. Right.
In the eyes of everyone else. So I can't walk around with that, like holding it hard to my chest anymore because it's not true. Yeah. Like all of the things that I grew up hearing are being challenged on a day-to-day basis. And so like I had to really renegotiate the way that I think about it. And the only difference between like me and American black people is a stop on a boat.
Oh, you know, I think that
they ain't ready for that conversation.
Listen, okay, because
go back to Little Mermaid. Little Mermaid.
Okay. But no,
I mean,
you bring up something really like I think something that I've been thinking a lot about, sort of about this. Ooh, my heart.
I'm done.
But no, you bring up something really interesting about like othering, which is often something that I've seen people try to other me amongst other black people because I now work in craft coffee, but I also notice I also othered myself. So I got a lovely gentle nudge from a dear close friend of mine, Samira, who, you know, has like direct, you know, relation, you know, background is like West African and was talking about coffee roasting, right? And I was like, oh, hey, like I'm about to be, you know, young black coffee roaster, blah, 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 boom, like let's do it. And she's like, babe, like you're not the first. And I was like, what? She's like, like some of the words like, nigga, my daddy a coffee roaster. And I'm just like, that was hard to swallow. But you know what my big Taurus energy did? I didn't say anything for 10 minutes and I just thought about exactly what, and I was like, what is she saying right now? And I was like, wait, what am I saying when I just, like, what did that mean? I was like, I just like took away this entire like country's lineage just because like I might be on like Barista magazine or, you know, something because I'm like this young hot coffee roaster because of this scarcity, right? But I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm not nothing
like,
new.
Like her dad walked so you could run.
1,000%. And I'm just like, how do you celebrate me without him?
Yeah,
absolutely.
And that gentle nudge that she did provided that insight for me because, well, but I also think about this in all the work that I do. So y'all know I work in publishing. So I did a collaboration with this brand for Black History Month. But the thing that I took away from it was like, I did exactly whatever I wanted to do because that's how I collaborate. I also just need people to know that too. Like
big Leo rising energy.
You call me to do my thing.
Big Taurus energy.
Babe, but I will let you know when I'm done. I will let you know what I'm doing, who's going to be on it, and I just need you to make sure the money is there because what I just cannot do anymore. And I think Monday Coffee has helped me because I'm like, babe, I don't need this. Yeah, because I could go do something else that makes a lot shit ton more money without. We're just clocking in and clocking out. So let's also be very clear that I'm putting my entire soul into everything that I do. So therefore, if you come to me, I'm going to do what I want to do. But I did that and I was like, I want to make a magazine. But I'm like, okay, I do off kilter, I do all this other shit. Like this got to be different. I was like, And I was just upset because I'm like, I don't have inspiration. I'm like, oh my God, like these white people got it so much easier. They got all these people in these magazines to read about, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, wait, I'm so damn goofy. I do too. Yeah. I was like, wait, John H. Johnson, that nigga grew up right down the street. Right. This man literally built Ebony right in my backyard, and I'm out here talking about I don't have the representation. I'm reading the wrong books.
Yep. Yes.
They telling me to look up the wrong people.
You're
I'm like,
exposing yourself to the
right.
wrong
I was like, Richard, who? You mean Gordon Parks? Like, come on, let's get it, because it's like what I had to learn. I'm like, oh, it's already been done.
Yep.
The ancestors already did it. We just don't have that, like, that history. We don't have those stories. Like, we weren't told that, like, our great granddaddy made this thing. Like, we don't have that lineage. So it's like, we see rappers, you know, we see these old millionaires who were athletes, rappers, or they freed white people, you know, or whatever, right? Like we see that, like we see old people, like that's their jobs. We don't see, like, I'm like, we're just now seeing these, like these, you know, black and brown people doing these. Also, we're also really seeing women.
Yes.
Really doing the thing that they've always been doing. Yep. That because so this is really beautiful, and I am reminded every day having like a partner who is a woman, right? A black woman, right? And I'm just like. I tell people all the time. I was like, babe, if you want anything to, I tell people, I'm like, if you want anything to get done, you gotta ask Harth, because I'm gonna say yes, because I'm here for the creative ideas, but maybe she gonna actually make sure it, like, actually gets done. So I'm like, if you actually want it,
I'm like an
or that it doesn't, right? Okay. No, she loves to sit and checklist. I'm like, and it's to a point where she didn't even ask what I need. She's just like, I sent you a checklist for this market. I'm like, thank you. And I'm like, oh my God.
I want to be that for Justin, but Justin is the whole
I'm gonna tell
book. He the whole book. And I'm trying to get the edits in. Just like, take a nap. Did you drink water? How many times do I randomly text you? Did you take a nap?
Often.
Did you drink water?
Often.
See, but listen.
I appreciate the check-in. It's necessary.
This is something that I say all the time.
I can't just water my plants. I gotta water myself.
Yes.
Come on, strong black man. You can you. I feel you.
Hydration.
Okay.
But this is something that I say all the time, and you see it. Like, when things go left, that's what happened when you don't listen to black women.
Yes.
How many times have things happened with our business?
That truth.
Or just things that we've seen where black women have had an opinion or a perspective, and it didn't happen, and here we are.
Literally, I feel that way every day. Every day.
Because we're like, let's try it out. Let's see how this goes. And sure enough, it's just like...
But
I could have told you.
The wild thing about that is because they can always fail endlessly.
Mm-hmm.
Always.
But they always say that we're failing up. Because they're like, oh, we tested it and it didn't work, so now we go a different route. But it's like, but the different route is what I said. You didn't listen to it, and then you're gonna say it.
Right. So
next,
I'm just gonna keep
stumbling.
I'm gonna keep stumbling up to your suggestion.
That's why sometimes I just don't be saying shit.
It's fair. So we are at time, and
at
like
time. This is the whole situation.
So like this has been everything.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
we'll be back.
Yes. Come on.
Yes. Truly, I have one final question to you both. Felton and Miss Harth.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Here we go.
A lot.
Come on.
For those that are considering going out on their own, what would you say to them?
Trust yourself. As soon as I trusted myself and fully leaned into it, like I already trusted God, but then once I trusted myself, everything just fell into place. It's not easy, but when you do that confidence, it just kind of, there's this shift that happens when you trust yourself and fully believe, and not just partially or part-time. I was a part-time entrepreneur for years, but when you trust yourself and things start to align and you're like, I know that this is right. I think it's also important to separate feelings from facts, but your gut is always going to be right.
100.
You know, like you feel it. Like intuition never lies. You're like, I don't think that this is going to line up the way it's supposed to. Mm-hmm. So you should definitely lead with that. Trusting yourself will make all the difference in whatever venture, whatever project, whatever it is that you're looking to do to go to the next space that you want to exist in as an individual.
we're basically about to say the same thing, but a little different. But I say for me, it's like trust Allah first, right? Because like I had to figure out what my relationship with God was going to look like, because I was like, because I'm like, well, I'm like, oh, I got these fragments, right, that I'm holding on to, but like I was looking for like that tree trunk, and I couldn't find it. It was a lot of branches, some real cute ones too, though, if I might add. However, I was like, where's that tree trunk? I was like, I need that foundation. And my mother told me, so this really shifted for me. It's like, it was during the pandemic. It was right before my 26th birthday. I was stuck in Chicago. I was here. It was like beginning of April. My birthday's April 24th. She was like, listen, I don't have much to give you, but actually, I want you to give me a gift. She was like, I gave birth to you. If you know my mama, true Gemini, baby, honey.
I love to be like, that sounds like a Gemini.
True Gemini. She was like, I want you to give me a gift. And she was like, I want you to figure out what your relationship with God is going to be. She was like, I don't care what you call him, her, them, they, but you need to figure it out. And me as a Taurus king, I always have something slick to say, but that time I said nothing. Because I feel like she saw something that I didn't quite see. And that really shifted
That's real.
I promise you, when I tell you that like that has been the greatest lesson that I've learned since the pandemic, is listen and trust Black women. And I just feel like my entire life has just been so much easier. Right? But I just feel like my business has just been so much better, because I also just realized that like I don't need to hold this. I was like, whatever this like this mantle of like strength and oppression that I felt that I needed to hold because I was the man, I'm like, I gotta let that go. Because I was like, baby, I don't even know what a man is. I'm just here.
Who is he?
I was like, because I think that we have these, because I'm like, can't nobody tell me what a man is? That is not a thing that anybody can prove. I'm like, we can say what male is. That is fact. That is science. But nobody can say what a man is. So do not give me, like what am I searching for? Yeah. You're telling me to be this man to lead this company. But I'm like, what? Like who? Right? Like, what is that thing? Like, we're giving people these facades that they're supposed to like go after, but there's no substance. There's no foundation there. There's no tree trunk. So find your tree trunk. Whatever that needs to be, find it. Hold on to it. And hold that bitch tight, because you're going to need that. Because this has been a whirlwind in some glorious ways, but in some very sad, depressing ways. But find it and hold it.
All right. Okay.
That's beautiful.
Yes.
Thank you so much to you both. Like, absolutely. I'm just like, do I snap?
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Yes, thank you. Exactly. So
Monday coffee on a Sunday. Let's go.
Yes.
What's up?
So
on the way out, though, should we do the thing where we like ask them if there's anything you want to put out there, if you have any upcoming situations? I mean, there's a whole exhibit. I was like, no shade, no tea, but like, what are you doing over there, Amanda?
So I have my first solo exhibit.
Talk your shit.
Coming up September 23rd.
Okay. Through the October 29th?
Yes. At Epiphany Art Center on Ashland.
What's up, Jeff Rosenberg? Yep.
And that is a culmination of my most recent research in textiles and the intersectionality of Black culture and denim culture. And the reason why we have jeans in America is because of enslaved Africans and African Americans, knowing how to harvest indigo, because indigo doesn't just come from Asia. It comes from West Africa.
Ooh.
So you'll get to see some of those pieces inspired by that research and that history, and that's coming up soon. I'm real excited about that.
Amazing.
You don't have to threaten me with a good time.
Yes. And so how do we find you both, whether it's individually or collectively or not? So I'm like,
don't bother me. No.
That's awesome.
My plate's full.
Please. It's like,
please don't follow me. No.
Follow Drink Monday Coffee. That is me. Okay. That is a piece of me. There you go.
So Drink Monday Coffee, and then my personal account is Harth of the Universe.
Yes, it is.
Come on.
Absolutely. Yes. So
we're riding out. Yeah. It's time. It's more than time.
Yeah. Doing the things that
we know to do.
Yes.
We obviously would like to thank and give a supreme shout out to our wonderful home studio here at Blind Barber Chicago. Thank you so much for hosting these necessary conversations. Also, thank you so very much to Cheyenne English, also known as Miss Perfect Pour.
Yes.
Thank you, Miss Perfect Pour.
Giving
the drinks have been giving
vibes.
Call
and
this
stepping
early
in.
Christmas, the cinnamon drink.
Yeah, I was just like, you know what? Happy holidays.
Okay.
It's like fall into winter.
Right. Look, but for the
Creatives. Come on, creatives.
Wait, babe.
But that's not the
a
name.
whole editorial. Oh, sorry,
Here we
babe.
go.
I'm talking about like somebody
Listen.
falling into leaves.
Here we
I'm talking
go.
about falling into winter. Come on, Tyra.
Okay, so you're talking long lines.
Okay, guys, come on, long line shapes, okay?
Got it.
Volume.
Well, then I'm going to go right back to these beverages, okay?
Yes.
So, the Curse of Masala, again, that was with rum, root beer, mole, and chai spice, and earthy, bittersweet, and rich. I would also like to call that wealthy.
Yes.
So, and then also the Kingpin, which featured the Earl Grey vodka, apricot honey, lemon, and that was floral and golden.
Yes.
And so on my end, my name is Justin Arnett Graham, and you can find me on Instagram at thisisbiko. I would also like to thank our guest for an absolute powerhouse of a conversation.
Yes.
This
Let's
is the
go.
type of shit we do here, and I cannot thank you enough. Also, Simone.
Let's talk about this tea.
Okay?
Yeah.
But we're talking about... Listen, okay?
So part 2 is coming.
Yeah, part 2
Black
is coming.
Sunday is coming back.
Yeah, coming right
Let's
back.
go.
All right? And so...
It's a tease,
Nariba?
if you will.
Nariba, please. Okay, so...
My name is Nariba Shepherd. Thank you for joining us once again on all of the platforms that you find us on. But you can find me specifically on Instagram because I don't be on Facebook. I'm sorry if y'all are messaging me. I don't know about her. My name is at Rebaru, Rebaru. And we'll be here for listening next time.
Peace.
Bye.